Stooges call. Pine warbler. And did you hear the chickadee? He's still in the tree. Can you see him? Black cap chickadee. Dee 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 dee. Chickadee dee 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 dee. Oh, so cute. I love chickadees. Oh, he's got somebody calling to him. Super cool. So this is one of my favorite places in the whole world. I'm at Shawme Crowell State Forest, and we are going to go down. Here we go. We're going down into like a valley in the woods. I'm going by all these spruce cones. So remember them, because we're going to discover who lives down, down, down. Oh my goodness, this is so steep. Going past mosses and lichens and hornworts. Oh, don't slip. Careful, careful. The last time I was here, somebody had pooped on this log. It's still here. Scat is where it's at. Now I'm not sure whose scat that is. All twisty there. It might be some kind of a weasel. And then there's this scat, which looks foxy to me. And there's this scat. And then there's probably coyote. That's pretty big, chunky, all filled with hair. Scat is where it's at. We just came down the hill and we just saw the midden with all the chewed apart Norway spruce cones. And we saw the hole. There's a lot of holes that I see here. Who do you think did that? I'll give you a hint. It makes this sound. Are you ready? And when you see it, it's always in a hurry. And it looks like it's shaking a lot, like it's angry all the time. And it has red fur. Red squirrel. Oh my goodness, red squirrel. There are so many here underneath these Norway spruce evergreens. And here's the hill that we came down. Oh my goodness. We are down in the valley so low. Hang your head over, hear the wind blow. Hear the wind blow, dear, hear the wind blow. Down in the valley so low. I took two songs and blended them together. But hey, that's poetic license. Let's explore some more. There's a mystery in this woods, and I don't know the answer to what is this. It's a cement circle that's in the woods. It has some crusty lichen and some moss growing on it. And this one has two boards. Do you think this is natural? Or did people do this? And then down the hill, on the other bank, I don't know if we can see it. Not sure I can find it here. But there's another one with a stick sticking out of it. So they're opposite one another. What do you think they are from? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask Mr. Cullity. He's the local historian, and he has so much information in his brain. It's just amazing. Now, look inside this. There's plants growing here. That one, I don't want to touch. That brown stick, that's poison ivy. Even now in the winter, you can get it. And then there's our plant we saw before, tea berry. Where are you? There you are. Tea berry, poison ivy, poison ivy, poison ivy. And there were Indian pipes growing here. You see? Oh, poison ivy. Come on, get the camera going here. Sometimes I wonder. There it is. That was the flower. And so it's already let go of its seeds. Indian pipes are white. Oh, here's another one. Hello. Indian pipe. Where are you? I'll get you in the camera one of these days. There you are. And there's poison ivy coming up the wall. Ugh. Birds eat the white berries of poison ivy, and they poop out the seeds, and that's how poison ivy spreads. But it's very important for those birds. It's one of their great foods. Oh. Trash pile. Hello, red squirrel. There's a vernal pool here, and we've come upon, I think they're fly catchers. And guess what they were doing? Can you see them? They were taking a bath. They were taking a bath in the vernal pool, and I've disturbed them, but they're still sitting there. All right, I'm gonna have to remember who these are. White throat, dark head, all brown. There's one up on the top branch and one at the lower branch. I'm sorry. I interrupted their bath. Oh, he's going down. Is he gonna go down the other end? No, they're gonna fly up. They're too nervous. They don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry. I interrupted your bath. That is a very, very tiny vernal pool. Very tiny. I looked in it before. I didn't see any amphibian eggs. I think they know it's not a good place. My goodness, look at how high the hill is. Up, 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 up. We are going to go up, up, up in just a little bit. But we're going to continue along this path for a while. There are some birds that are cawing down in the path. I don't know, they might have found somebody, like a hawk or an owl. It sounds like they're mobbing. Can you hear them? I've watched crows. I saw a crow flock go after a red-tailed hawk, and the hawk was pretty excited. He was so excited with them after him that he actually coughed up a pellet, and I saw it fall. It came out of his mouth, and one of the crows managed to get a tail feather, and you never saw such pride. He was flying and strutting. His chest was all puffed up, and he was calling with a feather in his beak, like, look at what I've got. Now, I'm not so sure that the hawks would eat crow babies, but the crows will do this any time of the year, even in the winter when they don't have any nest. Crows are super smart. comes their cousin, the blue jay. I don't see them yet, but he's coming over. He's super excited too. What you got? What you got? What you got? They're just over these trees. Well, I might get to see at least maybe the victim of this mobbing flying away. I'm gonna try to get in a little closer. By the way, as we listen to them, I want you to look at something super cool. Are you ready? I'm gonna turn it slowly so they don't make anybody nauseous. And then I'm gonna bring the camera down. What do you see? There's evidence of humanoids. What are we looking at? Can you see? It's going down. And it's going to go up. We're going to follow that stone wall up the hill. Just go back to this place here. What you got? What you got? I wonder who might they have? Who? Whoa, look what we got. A crow feather. It looks like it's been down on the ground for a long time. Just like when you brush your hair, or when Mama brushes your hair, or Daddy, or Grammy. You see hair on the brush? Well, birds drop their feathers too. My nature sister, Miss Pat, loves to find piles of feathers where something got eaten, and she calls that a crime scene. She says, look, something got eaten. But, you know, animals, they don't go to the supermarket, can they? Oh, ooh, hello. Red squirrel. Up we go. Walking along the stone wall. Up the hill. There's the stone wall. I see a huge boulder. And so the farmer said, I'm not moving you, so I'll just make you part of my wall. And then when we look down the hill, we can see boulder, very cool. Oh, here was a breakfast site. Oh, look at this, super cool. Somebody sat on the log and had breakfast. Norway spruce cones and pitch pine cones at the end. Small pitch pine cones. Super cool. And look at this. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Do you see this stick? Did somebody paint it blue? No. And look at over here. This was part of it. This is a fungus, I believe, that's in the stick. And what it's doing is it's decomposing it. It's turning it into soil. If we didn't have fungi and bacteria and yeast, all these leaves that are on the ground would just be here forever. It would get so bad we couldn't open our doors because there'd be all these leaves up to the roof of the house. So, yay for decomposers that turn dead stuff into soil.